In this video, let's look how to work with PineScript libraries. So first of all, what is libraries? So you can think of libraries as just a set of functions you use all the time in many scripts. And this way you basically can join multiple functions and you can actually use them without copying their code to your scripts and indicators. And if you want, for example, to change code of the function, you don't need to go to all of your scripts to change it. You can do this only in one place. So I think it's quite useful tool. So let's learn to use it. So first of all, let's click open and click here new blank library. PineScript will create for us a very useful template you can use to build your first library. So here you can see we have a bunch of keywords with @ sign in the beginning. Actually, they're not obligatory, but it's really nice to fill them because PineScript will use information to populate your library, and after that it will be easier for you to understand how this library works and how this function works, what are parameters and so on. So let's just fill this and just to test it. So here I will say that description, this is my first library, and function, I will say that function adds to a number. So I will just test it with a super simple primitive function. So first we have like parameter x. I will say that the first number, and we'll copy this one for my second parameter. This will be my second number, obviously, and returns, it will return sum of two numbers. So we already filled it. So let's look now at the function, how it looks here. So as you can see, there is a bit of a difference between how you define a function in your like simple script and how you define this function in the library, but difference is not so big. So first of all, you can see that you have to use export keyword before your function definition. Without this keyword, it won't work. Second of all, for your parameters, you have to explicitly use types of the parameters. So here you can see I used float for x variable, and I will copy it. I will use float for y variable as well. So as you can see, definition is the same, and basically here we just need to add some code for our function, how it works. But for me it will be very simple. I will just add this to numbers and that's it. Next, let's just save our library in our scripts, and after that let's add it to chart. So we added it to chart, so now we have to publish it. So let's click publish script, and here you can select to publish it public or privately. So I will publish this as a private one. We have to select the category of this one. Let's put it to debugging, and after that we have to put some tags here. So like you say, okay, this is addition, I would say, and here you can specify some description of your libraries, how it works and so on. As you can see, this the stuff we used in the code. PineScript just parsed automatically and added nicely to our description, so now it looks pretty good. So let's publish private library, and just in a second it will be published and we will be able to use it. So as you can see, it seems to be published now. Let's scroll a bit. Here we can see our description of our library, and we can scroll a bit more, and here you can see you have some like a tip how to use it. So basically you have to copy this code. So let's click this button and copy it. Let's open like a completely new blank indicator, and let's try to use our function from this library. So how to do that? I will paste my code, and after that I will add an alias. I will use s keyword and, for example, lib as an alias for my indicator. And now I already can start to use my library. It's quite easy. So I will try to plot result of calling my function. So I have like libfun, it's my function, and I have to pass now to numbers, and let's see if it works. And as you can see, it's 3, so it seems to work. Basically, I don't have the code in my script, but still I'm able to use this function. Also, if you will hover over your function, you will see basically description that we added in the code of the library. So I think that's really useful to feel it. And also you can click Ctrl and click on your function, and this will basically open our library page, and here you can also find details about the library you're using. The last small detail I want to mention is that, as you can see here, we have like QuantNomad. This is my username, my library name of my library, and the last number here is version. It's quite useful feature as well, so you can basically export certain kind of versions of libraries, and this way you can be sure that your code will work stably. So if you will use library of someone else, you basically can stay on the version that works for you, and if the guy will decide to update it, that won't influence your code. So this way it can be a bit more stable. As I said to you, you can publish your library as a public library basically for everybody to use. So of course you need to go and you can check up already published libraries. Basically here you can see community scripts libraries, and here you will find a bunch of libraries already published by some guys, and some of them might be really useful for you, so definitely worth checking.